Hey skaters, welcome to my channel. I am Coach Julia, and today we are going to be talking about how to get started in the sport of figure skating. Now, I was expecting to be filming this video today on this really cute outdoor rink up here in the Tahoe area. I'm up here for the New Year's holiday, and I got my skates in my bag, and I was ready to get out and skate on this really cute rink. But as you can see, it is absolutely dumping snow, so they closed the rink today. But I still wanted to get this video out to you. It's a time of year when so many people are discovering skating and discovering their love for the sport and wanting to get started as a figure skater. So I thought I had to still make this video anyway. So we're in this gorgeous snowy winter wonderland today instead. All right, so today, like I said, we're going to be talking about how to get started in the sport of figure skating. If you have found this video and you found my channel, you've already made the right step. But today I'm going to give you my 4 top tips that I think you should keep in mind when getting started as a figure skater. My first tip is get yourself your own pair of ice skates. I know if you're just starting out, that might seem like an investment that you're not ready to make. And so many rinks have rentals that it seems like you can start with rentals. That shouldn't be a problem. And that's okay. But if you're really wanting to learn some skating skills, you need your own pair of skates. And let me explain that to you. So while a lot of rinks do have decent rentals these days, you can never be sure if they're going to be sharp, and you can never be sure if they're going to be the same sharpness, and you also are going to have them broken in all kinds of strange ways. When I first started wearing rentals a long time ago, the ankles were so weak that my ankles would completely flop in and I had no support. On the other hand, you have other pairs of rentals that are nowadays made with plastic, which don't bend and give you that support, but they also don't give you the mobility that you're going to need to learn the different kinds of tricks that we have in figure skating. So on the one hand, your rentals might not be supportive enough, and on the other hand, they might be too stiff to actually learn your skills. And in addition to that stiffness factor and the sharpness factor, we want to talk about the actual shape of a rental blade as well. So here I have my figure skates and a pair of rentals, and I'm going to focus on the blade. So on the rentals, they have this very minimal toe pick. And on mine, you can see that there's a much larger toe pick, and there's actually a little drop down pick we call the drag pick, which is completely missing on the rental pair of skates. And those toe picks are an important piece of functionality for your figure skates. So you want to have a proper toe pick that you're going to use for all different kinds of skills in figure skating. Also, having a proper rocker, a curve under the bottom of your foot on your blade is really important. You're not going to be able to do things like spins or jumps or turns properly if you don't have a rocker. So if you look at my blade here, you can see there's actually a slight curve right under the ball of my foot. And that curve is what we call the rocker. And on this rental, if I angle it just right, you can see that it's almost completely flat underneath, which is going to make it really stable for a recreational skater out having fun on the ice. But it makes it so you're lacking that important component in being able to maneuver your blades for different tricks, again, like jumps, spins, and turns. So my first piece of advice, get yourself your own pair of skates. Now I have a whole video I made on my recommendations for the very best beginner ice skates, and I'll post a link down below so you can check out that video and see what I recommend you start your skating journey with. I have 3 different recommendations. You can choose which of those recommendations is best for you. Okay, on to my second top tip for getting started in the sport of figure skating. So you have found my channel, which is amazing. You already are on the right path to learning this sport. As I said, I have tons of instruction on here from very beginner to more advanced skills, and you can learn a lot right here on this channel. But I encourage you to see if your local rink has group classes or one-on-one instructors that might have a space that's available for you to take some instruction. It's great to learn the skills, but it's also really good to have someone looking at your skills and double checking to see if you are doing them correctly. There's a lot that I can teach you here, but having those eyes on your skills, eyes on what you're doing, is going to really help you improve more quickly. Now, If you aren't in a place that has access to group classes or there's no instructors that are available to help you at that time, no problem. You can absorb so much here online. And if you want to become a member on my channel, I have all kinds of more options available to you, such as feedback for your skating, Q&As, that kind of thing, so you can get more one-on-one instruction from me in a more virtual way. So my second top tip is to find yourself a group class or a private lesson instructor if possible. Otherwise, just soak up everything you can here on my channel. All right, for my top tip number 3, a lot of different areas have skating clubs or organizations that you can join. Skating clubs are a great way to get connected with other skaters in your area. They often have club ice, so you can go out on the rink and skate with just club members, so it's a little quieter than a public session. And clubs often have competitions, ice shows, and tests that you can be a part of that give you goals to work towards in your skating. So here in the United States, there's 2 main clubs that you can join. One is called US Figure Skating, or USFS, and they have local clubs in different cities. So my club would be Capital City Figure Skating Club. So I would join that club, and then through that club, they have tests and competitions, and those tests help you have goals that you can work towards. You get little badges for those tests, and they start at fairly beginner and through really, really advanced level skills. The other club that you can join anywhere in the United States is called ISI, all right? And there's actually some international branches of this as well. You can go to skateisi.com and look into that club. I love Skate ISI because their tests start very, very beginner. So you can earn a badge for these skills: 2-foot glide, 1-foot glide, forward swizzles, backward swizzles, and backward wiggles. If you can do those 5 skills, you can earn your pre-alpha badge, okay? And then they go up until crazy, crazy advanced as well. ISI also has competitions that happen all over the place, from that very, very beginner level where you're literally just doing 2-foot glides and 1-foot glides through a very, very advanced competitive level. So ISI is a great club to join. They are a more recreational club. USFS is a more competitive club, and then ISI is the more recreational club. So often what I will do is I will start my students out with ISI, get them through, getting used to competing and performing and earning those badges and feeling that accomplishment. And once they're landing their axle, then we'll start having them also take their US figure skating tests and going that route as well. So they kind of can branch off into both tech clubs and have more opportunities that way. So top tip number 3, look into finding out if there's any clubs or organizations in your area that you can join. Top tip number 4. Figure skating is a sport where we spend a lot of time all by ourselves practicing. It can be a very introspective sport, and I found it often attracts people who tend to be really hard on themselves and perfectionists. And we kind of need that to be able to really become good at this sport, but it also can be extremely demoralizing. You get in your head, you go a little crazy, like picking apart your skating, picking apart if you're working hard enough. Are you practicing enough hours? Are you doing enough off ice? All of these things can really get into your head and make this sport a lot harder than it needs to be. So my top tip number 4 is be kind to yourself. Just getting out there on the ice some days is a major victory. And there's times where you're spending months and months practicing one skill and you're just not getting it. And that can be extremely frustrating. And that happens to the best of us. So I want you to be kind to yourself. If you're getting stuck on a skill, practice something else and then come back to it. If you're getting frustrated with where you are, look back at where you've come from and see that progress that you've made. Sometimes I've asked my students to start a positivity journal when they are starting to really struggle with their mindset. Start keeping track of really good things that have happened just in your day or on the ice. And it really helps you shift from that frustration that we can feel sometimes to that more positive area where we can still remember how much we love this sport. If you're having a hard session, go practice something that you really enjoy and you feel really good at, right? Take a break from that brutally difficult thing that you just can't get and go practice something that makes you happy, that fills you with joy. For me, I'm always filled with joy when I do spread eagles or Ina Bowers. So if I'd had a hard session, at the end of the session, just to reignite myself, I'll go do some amazing spread eagles. I'll sail around the rink. I'll reignite that passion inside myself so that I'm ready to come back and have another good session the next time. Okay, now I have one more little bonus tip. If you live in a place that has seasonal ice, I know so many of you around the world don't have ice year round, but it's seasonal. Well, there is a solution for that as well. So I encourage you to get a pair of off-ice skates. There are a number of different brands. You can get a skating boot that is exact same as what you wear on the ice. So if you wear, an Adea Chorus, you can get an Adea Chorus. If you wear a Jackson XL, you can wear a Jackson. I wear Harlech skating boots. So you can get whatever your normal boot is, but you put a frame on the bottom that's designed for the ground instead of the ice. And in a proper off-ice skate, there's one that's called off-ice skate. There's another called pick frame. There's two different ones. I'll post links down below so you can find those. They're designed with the same curve. They're kind of like a rollerblade, but they're designed with the same rocker as a figure skate. So you're going to have that same shape as you would have out on the ice. And they have a stopper up at the front of the blade that is designed to mimic a toe pick. Where a normal rollerblade is completely flat on the bottom, the wheels are all the same level, and then they have that stopper in the back. A proper off-ice skate has the rocker that a figure skate has, an ice skate has, and it has that toe stopper in the front to mimic the pick. And this will allow you to practice all year round, whether you have ice or not. So that's my little bonus tip. If you're in a place that doesn't have ice year round, get yourself a pair of off-ice skates for the off months. Okay, skaters, it is cold out here. This is very wet snow, and I have a New Year's Eve party to get ready to, so I am going to go inside, warm up, and dry off a little bit. But I hope you enjoyed this video today with my top tips for how to get started in the sport of figure skating. I am looking forward to reading all your comments in the section down below. If you have some ideas for new skaters on how they can best get started, leave those down below so that other skaters can read those and get some good ideas. As I said, I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, please do give us that thumbs up. And as always, I'm looking forward to reading all the comments in that section down below. If you are interested in learning to figure skate, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the little notification bell so you can see all my videos when they come out. Happy skating, happy New Year's, and I'll see you next time.